Hi FLOSSTUBE, welcome to my second FLOSSTUBE ever. It's so glad to be making a second video. I had so much fun making the first video. Thank you so much for Stitching Me, for giving me a shout out. She's an amazing person. I love her so much. So, a little introduction about myself. My name is Gina. I'm from Alaska. I was born and raised here. And I'm a multi-craft-year-old person. I knit, I cross-stitch, I do beaded artwork, and I diamond paint. And probably something else that I'm forgetting. So let's get started. So I do have a finish for this week. I finished this scarf. Ta-da! This is like one of those scarves that I love making when I just don't want to think and I just want to knit. I like working on these. So I love making these scarves, but like binding off takes an hour. Ta-da! And then I immediately started another scarf. So this is what I'm working on. So I'm trying to change up the pattern a little bit. So I'm like increasing the rows every second row in the middle instead of every fourth row. I've been liking this a lot, so. I did a lot of knitting last week. Like these last couple of weeks have been absolutely crazy, like with the elections and COVID and all that. So I was basically trying to like knit away my anxiety. I thought I did a pretty good job. So, and I also like went to nights at my job, and it's been crazy because like all my progress that I'm showing you was from last week, because I have had basically zero progress this week because all I've been doing is sleeping and working. It's been crazy. So this is all I got done last week. And I'm probably going to finish this by next FLOSSTUBE. And the next thing that I worked on is my sister's cowl for Christmas. So. Oh no, I dropped stitches! So, you know how critical that is. Can't drop a stitch. So like last week I only had like this much done, and I got 2 more colorways done. So I'm basically just finding like random like different like patterns and designs from the internet and what I have from my knitting retreat, and I've just kind of been doing what looks good. So like my plan with this is to have this pattern, something different, this pattern repeat, and then have another like thicker different design right there, and then have another one repeating, and then probably just end that. So it's been very relaxing knitting on this. I like knitting on this when I'm like don't have any other plans. I don't have to get up. I'm just sitting there. I have like 3 different balls of yarn going everywhere, and I don't want to drop a stitch or like forget a stitch. So it's just really nice to work on. You don't have any place to go, no obligations, and just work on this. So it's been so much fun. Definitely learning a lot, so I've definitely made a few mistakes. I almost don't want to show you my mistakes, but I'll show you. I was too lazy to go back. It was supposed to be like line up in the middle, and it got skewed a little bit. So I hope my sister doesn't mind too much. But I do have plans to start another one. I really want to start like a pink and white one. Do more like a Fair Isle kind of like design, and have all the snowflakes and little speckling. I really want to work on something like that because it's so gorgeous, and I have a yarn in mind for that. So as soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to start my cowl. I'm going to have a matching hat for it too. So I didn't mean to talk about my knitting first, but that's what I want to talk about first. So next I have my husband's sock. I really wanted to turn the heel before I did my video, but I was busy sleeping and working. So I got the cuff done and all the way down to the leg. So right now I need to turn the heel. And I actually met somebody at work who knits, who loves to knit socks. And she kept saying that she was going to bring her book to work and she was going to show me all the different patterns and make a different heel. But she keeps forgetting to bring it. So I have to like do my own research and figure out how to turn the heel. But I'm very excited to have this hopefully done by next FLOSSTUBE. That's my goal. So, beautiful. And that's all for knitting. I do have another thing I wanted to show you. Is I'm really into beaded cross stitch. I got into that last year, and I have gotten This is my third like 5x5 rows or 4x4 rows or like flower, because I'm obsessed with doing all things flowers when I do like cross stitch or beaded work. My husband nicely pointed that out when I was like picking up patterns and designs for things. I'm like, you're always picking flowers. I just love flowers because my mom's a gardener, so like I just have a special place in my heart for flowers. So anyways, this is the Chinese rose that I'm working on. And so like last time I only had barely a row started here at the bottom, and I did this in about 3 days, and I was like doing a little zoom and I was just like knitting, like working on knitting. I was working on this and I just had so much fun. I think it's gorgeous. And I just love the way it feels. This is also for my sister. So my sister's buying me a whole bunch of like cross stitch and all these crafty stuff for Christmas, and I'm just going to make all the things. My family doesn't seem to mind. Okay, now for cross stitch. So I got a little bit of progress on Bloom and Grow by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. Not a lot. So I was able to get all these little flowers done and that. So sorry I didn't iron it. So I love working on this, but it's not quite centered the way I want it to be. It kind of bugs me. So I was in like a little bit of a timeout. You ever get like mad at your projects? We had to rip something out, or like something doesn't go according to plan, so you get to put it in timeout for a couple days. I do that. I don't know why, but it's in temporary timeout. Oh, and this is 14 count Aida, 2 flosses over 1 block. Oh, and I do have a new start to show you. I started my Carolyn Manning piece that I showed you last week, and I finally started it, and I absolutely love it. Working on even weave is like working on butter. It's so nice. It's just incredible to work on. So like I think I'm now converted to like all even weave. I haven't tried like linen. I really do want to try linen because that looks like a lot of fun to work on. I do have a couple of pieces of linen, so I got a lot of like my fabric from thrift stores and from my mom. She used to be a cross stitcher, and she had a bunch of fabric left over from like 20-30 years ago, and I took it all. She wasn't using it, so oh, I love working on this. Oh, and you see my needle minder? Cross stitch is not an old lady hobby. It's true, because I'm only 25, not even close to being old yet. So, and this is 32 count even weave on 2 over 1. And there's another thing I wanted to show you that I forgot to show you last week. I am working on the Peppermint Purple stitch along. And this is how much I started this in the middle of June, so I didn't actually get to start this in the middle of the year because like my cross stitching hobby didn't quite take off until like this summer. So I have a lot of catching up to do, and there's all these like pretty like stitch alongs that I was seeing and like wanted to join, but like it was the middle of the year. I can't join 3 stitch alongs that are already halfway through, and so next year I'm doing all the stitch alongs, doing them all. So can I show up all? So I worked on this one and this one this week. And this one. So my goal was to do like a row a week to try to catch up. But because of my job and I was so busy sleeping and working, I didn't quite complete my goal. So, oops. But hopefully my next week this row will be done. So, I absolutely love working on this block work. It's just so much fun. Like you never know like what you're supposed to pick up. It's so much fun to work on. I can't wait to do the next one next year. Next year they're having another stitch along, and I want to do that again. And I kind of like working on this because it has 52 colors, so it's kind of like a stash builder for all your DMC colors while you're working on that. Because you only need like 1 strand, so it's like a lot of colors for just a little block. But it is nice. So that's all my whips. Oh, I do have a secret whip, but I can't show you. I'm a model stitcher for Stitching Me. So, but I can't show that. I'm almost done with it. So, as soon as the model stitch is done, I'm going to show you guys, and it'll be up on her Etsy. Second. Talking makes me thirsty. Okay, so now for haul. I got my first diamond painting pen. It is so pretty. I absolutely love it. So I wanted to get back into diamond painting, and I felt like you have to have a proper diamond painting pen if you're gonna get back into diamond painting, because I didn't do it for a few months, and I got a couple from Michael's and Joann's, and I just needed the proper one, and now I love it. Now I want all the diamond painting pens, but I think I should only have one, because like I only need one. But definitely really wanted to get like a thicker one, acrylic one, because like whenever like I do like diamond painting, I'm always like pushing way too hard. And I worked on them with this, and I'm doing it much lighter, so my hands won't hurt as much. And my fabric came in for my Russian windows that I want to start soon. I think I'm going to save this for like a new year, new start. So, but yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. I'm so glad I finally got the right size for Russian windows. Oh my goodness. That was like a struggle to get the right fabric and the right size. This is why it is so important to read the pattern and find out how big it is before you buy your fabric. Or you're going to buy more fabric than you need. Oh, and I bought the rest of the floss that I need for the peppermint purple. That's a lot. And I abominated some of it. So I like to have like multiple projects in a floss box going at once, and I like to label them. But these are kind of out of date. I gotta take them off. So I like keeping like my floss. I have like one of my floss boxes is just in like a little pink box for like the grown bloom, and I can put my purples in here, and I just have all my floss all over the place. Even though I said I wanted to have it all in here. So I'm abominating all this. This is like a lot of floss to abominate, and I was like working on it last night. It takes forever to work on that. I think that's it. I have nothing left to haul, nothing else that I worked on. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching me. You guys have a wonderful day. Bye.